あなたの考え
Hello and good evening one and all to what is the 6th round of the oNiD Classic DTM Championship here at the wonderful British track of Donington Park GP circuit. Yes folks, not only are we at a fantastic circuit, but we're using the full length of it, hairpin included. You're in for a treat tonight guys. 15 drivers due to take to the track this evening for 2 half-hour races. Mercedes, Alfa and BMW all being represented here tonight in what is sure to be a fantastic penultimate round of this season. Joining me in the comments box, as always on a Monday night, is the wonderful American, that is Dominic Barut. Dominic, I feel like we're going to educate you tonight in a great British racing track here at Donington Park.
Yeah, definitely don't know any of the turn names. I mean, I do know Old Hairpin. I think everybody knows that one, right? Everybody's got to know that one. But
I mean, even American like yourself, I mean, come on.
Yeah. Come on now. But other than that, yeah, not too knowledgeable on the turn names. But I do know this track. Do love this track. Every time I drive this track, have fun here. I can only imagine how much fun they're having out there in these DTM cars.
Did I happen to tell you that I'm Marshall here? So I do know what to call the names, just about. So
yeah, I don't think I'd be able to make it there for a weekend marshalling job.
Somehow.
A little far, you know.
The commute's just a little bit too far. You got to cross an ocean and everything, don't you? Bless you.
Yeah, they call it a pond, or I don't know. It's a big pond.
It's a big pond. You guys call it a pond. We don't call it a pond.
I don't call it no pond. I don't know who calls it a pond, but they need to re-educate themselves.
Yeah, most Americans bar you, apparently. As we see, first person on the lap will be Alfie Bevan going down to the old hairpin, or the Melbourne hairpin, should I say. And back up to Goddard's final turn, and it'll be left onto the Wheatcroft straight. And yes, I am going to be using the names all night, just to show off. As final turn down the straight, and the first time we will see on the board from Alfie Beaver, and 137.2 is the time to beat so far. Chameleon pops it into P2 with 137.706. Closely followed by Angela Stott, time there of 137.7 as well. So seeing some closely fought times. And again, a good mixture of cars up and down the grid so far in the top few positions, which leads me on to a little fun thing I'm going to do in stream. Guys, who do you think will be on pole? What car specifically? Use your channel points, have a vote, get interactive. Let's have a bit of fun with this. Is it going to be Merc, BMW or Alfa? Who do you think it will be? Bearing in mind the Alfa does have a balance of performance, so I think we might be struggling to see the Alfas. That might be on pole or even near the top 3, so that might be a bit of a giveaway. Have some fun, put your points in, see what we can do. You've got 5 minutes to make up your minds, as we have about 5 minutes left to qualify. Very, very handy. With Alfie Bevan still on pole. Who is doing what so far? Let's have a look.
Seems like everybody kind of came out and slotted right in position with their first lap. Limberlim just jumped up into 10th, so maybe they didn't get a first lap in.
Potentially not. Olka's showing as a red flag. What's Olka's red flag? No, yellow flag, or just Olka's off track. So Steve. Oh, why is Stevie Bain over there for? Oh, he's not
exploring.
Exploring. Carrying the wave at the spectators. Alfie Beavan though, 136.6. New lap in that Mercedes Benz there, so that was a good lap from him.
That was really quick, jumping up to what is that, a 1.1 second gap now between first and second place.
That's a massive. How is Chameleon doing? Are they going to be able to respond? We'll see in a second once they come up to the next timing beam. He says. Oh, this is a modded track though, so they might not have timing beams. We won't be able to tell what their splits are, annoyingly. So.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it shows the splits or if it's just showing lap time.
Interesting. Let's see what they can do then as we go down into the Fogarty S's. Oh, massive moment there. And decides to pull it off, so that's a lap over for them. Scott is immediately behind him though, as she's going to, apologies, Angela, I believe it's she or they. I do apologise, I should check. It's she, isn't it? Yeah. Angela, she's going to go up through the Melbourne hairpin into the Goddards, the final turn. A very long, sweeping left-hander, which will then see Angela back on the main straight. To see if they can improve. 137.865. Not an improvement, sadly. Still staying in third. What's happening further down? I want to see what this lead Alfa Romeo is doing in 5th place. Repping the Alfa Romeo bopped performance there is Matt Olkers, so we might be able to see what they do as they come across the line. Still 5th for them as well. An improvement in lap time, but not an improvement in position. Tim Bobslots into 10th. Because Alfie Beavan just pulled a complete and utter miracle here, and potentially no one else can catch up.
Yeah, that is a very rapid time, definitely, by Alfie there. I'd suppose they might be able to close the gap, but I don't know if anybody's going to be able to beat that. Honestly, I think that's the fastest we've seen, even through the practice session earlier.
Yeah. Shame, but we'll keep an eye on it, see what they can do. Oh, he's gone back out on the track now as Alfie. So obviously feels the need to go out for another lap, just to protect his potential time there.
A name that I am not seeing, though, as I look down the list here, is Carlzak. It doesn't appear that we have Carlzak this week.
No, sadly not. Do have the Leeches though, both in the lobby, not set times yet, which is interesting to see. They might get a finger wagging from the stewards if they were to not take the track.
Or could it possibly be a finger wagging qualifying? Like maybe they aren't allowed to participate, possibly.
Who knows? Potentially. I didn't see any penalties for those guys announced, but I wonder if they are having a qualifying ban, sadly, from previous incidents. I'll have a quick look in a minute.
Because they have not, neither of them are moving, they're just both hanging out.
Well, 50 seconds to go. Alfie will start another lap. I can't see any other improvements as of so far, as we jump to Angela and she's spinning. That's definitely not commentator's curse, if I've ever seen it.
Well, see, by the time you got to her, she was already spinning, so
yeah,
it was.
We'll that.
It couldn't have been.
We'll go with that. Zach Silver pops it into 5th though, and that's qualifying over for him. He's not going to improve. Chameleon, closest competitor to Alfie Beaver, 1.1 seconds away, and judging by the rearwards sliding of that BMW, I don't think that they're going to improve. We'll stay with them though as they go through the final turn of the Goddard's corner. But no, they didn't.
Oh, come on, you know all the names of the turns.
I do, just had to think. I just had to think I do. Thank you, Derek. I just had to think for a minute, okay? It's alright. Yeah, it's Monday. It's a Monday night, god damn it. As Alfie comes through and has a massive moment, saves it though, keeps it going. He's just showing off now. He knows he's ruined a lap, and he's just gonna have a fake spin just to prove it. Norman Bruce is showing us a 3-minute 3, but I believe the timing app might have been unable to track his actual lap time. So we'll see what he can do as he finishes up his lap down into Melbourne hairpin. On the power back up the hill again. Very deceptive how much of a hill that is down and up it into and out of the hairpin there. It's a very hilly track. And then on the power, down through the main straight. And that, folks, is that. Your starting order for race 1 of 2 half-hour races tonight is as follows. On pole, Alfie Beavan, very dominant time of 1:36.6. Chameleon is second, Scott third, Irwin fourth, Zach Silver fifth, and Matt Olkin sixth. Ash Hill 7th, Stephen Bain 8th. Good lap for Stephen Bain, even though he might have had a bit of a spin in that session a couple of times anyway. Jacob Hine 9th, Chris Overstreet 10th, Nicola Kakis 11th, Tim Bob 12th, Norman Bridge 13th, Lynn Broom 14th, James Leach 15th, James Leach Senior in the 16th, and that is your starting order for the first race. And yes, folks, the prediction was somewhat active. Whoever put 10 points on Mercedes, you are absolutely spot on. Congratulations to you. Uh, 18 people in it is a race room dream. 16 actually, got a 16 drivers, so you've got to disregard me and Dominic from the lobby, because we have to join as drivers to actually view the lobby, which is absolutely insane. So 16 drivers, but still fantastic turnout for what is the third season of AC. I think it's third.
I think it's the second on Mondays.
Second on Mondays. I lose track. It's awful.
Yeah.
I absolutely lose track of everything. Anyway. And yes, 10 points goes to Benderama for that correct prediction, as we await the lights to go out for the first half-hour race this evening. And Julian Reinar's getting in there as lights out happens. There we go. Yeah, lights are now out as we see the cars get started. Alfie Beavan leads them away, cuts across the nose there of someone. Oh, let's get the time. Let's get the pictures back. There we go. As they all go down into Hollywood corner and then the Craner curves. As we've got cars in the background potentially running a little bit wide. But all of them making it through. And there's cars on off. That's Nicola Kakis going very wide off into the sandpit. And also potentially Lindblom following them as well. Lindblom started from the pits. He's had a bad start and I believe missed the start of the race. So he's joined the track. Ash Hill also forward a cropper there, as well as they go up into McLean's onto the brakes into the right-hander. And yes, sorry, Julian Reinars, thank you very much. Prime subscription on a 3-month streak. Absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. As Hill makes a move, or is defending, should I say, from Leach Senior. But all going well so far, apart from the little kerfuffle going through the Craner curves.
Yeah, pretty clean start there. A few people off to the left and right, but no harm, no foul. Everybody's still pointing in the right direction.
Angela Scott and Josh Irwin having a battle. Irwin on the inside of the apex of the Melbourne hairpin, and I think Angela actually gets back through, and Irwin has to concede fourth. Might have a run with Zach Silver trying to get alongside, can't quite make it work into Goddard's. Sorry, Redgate, should I say.
Oh, we can't have that now.
Alright, Goddard's the last time, right? I was one corner off again. Stop it. As they all go down the Craner curves and they hit on the brakes into the old hairpin.
Hey, I know that turn.
Yeah, Alfie Beavan though really starting to check out. 1.8 seconds ahead of Chameleon. And up into Goddard's they go. Sorry, McLean's, should I say. I keep saying Goddard's for no reason. It's McLean's, that right-hander. And then they'll kind of go side by side through McLean's up into Coppice. The blind entry for that corner. You go uphill to an apex you see pretty much at the right last minute. And they go down Dunlop straight. Drive past where the old Dunlop Ridge used to be. And as I've moved up the inside, Verwin, and that's contact made with Scott. And Silver's going to capitalise. So is Olkers.
Yep, I think that was a little bit of a over exuberant move there, but nonetheless gave the position back and continued.
Absolutely, you'd never like to see that. But it was a brave move nonetheless into the fog to the S's, and yes, it is incredible because who's that giving us a follow? TJ underscore Sky. Oh, words are failing me tonight. TJ underscore Simon has given us a follow. Thank you so much. And in chat as well, Johan Kalozak taking a look at how many points Alfie will gain tonight. He's gaining a fair few. Let's be honest, as he's about 2.3 or 2.3 seconds gap now. That's absolutely insane. But the battle of third and fourth heating up as well, recovering Angela Scott, trying to make a move work on Zach Silver. Of course, Zach being able to capitalise from incident up ahead of him between Scott and Irwin. Side by side they go through McLean's. They'll still be side by side. A bit of door banging as they go up into the blind apex of Coppist. And I think that's a move done around the outside for Angela. Perhaps Zach's going to stay alongside. He will be on the outside line though for the Fogarty S's. And will be at a slight disadvantage. I think he's going to learn from last time, seeing up ahead of him that being on the outside for that corner is perhaps a bad idea.
Yeah, I think he just backed out of that and said, please don't hit me.
Please don't hit me. And in the background, fighting. There's a bit of a dive from an Alpha. Can't quite tell who that is.
I think it was Olkers.
That's Leach. Oh, it is Olkers.
Olkers is around.
It is Olkers.
They both have the same car, so teammates, I think, both had a little touch.
So that's going to cost him. Nicola Kakis and Tim Bobdo having a coming together. And that is, where in the world's that? That's the Melbourne hairpin. Having a bit of a shunt by the looks of it into the braking zone, and Nicola Kakis gets back ahead. But Lindblom really suffering there and potentially struggling.
Well, starting from the pits, he has either caught up to the back of the pack or the back of the pack has fallen back to him. I can't tell which one.
No, absolutely. Right. Oh, that's a massive moment on the exit of the old hairpin for Irwin now. It's very sideways up. Meanwhile, up ahead, Leach and Silver fighting for the lead of the Alfa Romeos. Only 4th and 5th overall, but maybe just bragging rights here for the Alfa Romeo drivers.
Yeah, definitely. Seems like the Alphas are kind of grouped up in little packs. We got Leach and Silver there, and then Overstreet and Leach Senior.
Indeed they are. They're giving a good performance, these two drivers in the Alphas. Of course they're being balanced of power, so they've got a limiter on to make them a little bit more competitive with everyone else, but so far only 4th and 5th. As Silver may have made a mistake there into the braking zone, looks to have lost a lot of time to Leach trying to turn in there. But meanwhile, in the background, Stephen Bain getting the move done on Jacob Hine. And then, as I say that, he goes very deep and then goes off track and decides to try and take the shortcut, which isn't really a shortcut, but hey ho.
It's the just getting the extra speed for the overrun at the end of the straightaway. That's what he was going for.
Yeah, absolutely. And so he's under attack. Oh, he's gone very wide.
No.
That's
Yeah.
He's decided to go build sandcastles. I'm not going to watch him anymore, so I might be cursing him. As
too much overspeed on the straightaway.
No, I absolutely agree. Sadly, out of through Redgate into the sandpit, never a good place to be. Meanwhile, Silver catching Leach, but Irwin catching Silver and Hill catching Irwin. So 7th, 6th, 5th and 4th all going at it for the same piece of track. Scott in a good position with slower mediums. If he pits the first minutes of the window, she'll be golden for P2 maybe. Who knows? Possibly. Depends how long they can make them last. And yes, folks, tyre compounds are a thing in this series. You do have soft and medium hard tyres. Hards rarely get used, so you often see the softs and mediums used for these races. They have to pit, they have to change tyre compounds, so a bit of strategy is involved as well. We'll see how far the soft runners can get ahead, which is actually currently Beaven and Chameleon, so that kind of explains, well, the gap between first and second is just Alfie, I think, at this point, but the soft runners are kind of up ahead. And the medium tyre runners are still kind of mid-pack.
Yeah, I think that gap up front is definitely just Alfie being Alfie.
Sadly so, as you see Silver still hounding on Leach for that 6th position. We also have a battle in the background, a bit further back, Olkers and Hine, and Overstreet and Bruce, and Bain for the matter, going at it. But Elwin's now looking a little bit more racier than he was before, really catching up to the back of Zach Silver, and potentially ready to mount a challenge in the very imminent future. Drifting through Coppice.
Yeah, it seems like there's a little bit of a Leech train forming here, but nobody can quite make a move on the car ahead of them.
No, sadly not. 25 seconds until pit window opens, so we'll see some people pitting in the very next. There's a bit of a move from the back, and that's a BMW of Ash Hill up the inside of Irwin. That was a move coming from quite a way back. I think he's quite fortunate that Irwin might have seen him coming. He's going to do the same thing again up into the final turn at Goddard's. But then the undercut, or the cut back should I say, from Irwin couldn't quite make it work in that Mercedes-Benz. Didn't quite get the run he needed. Might have got a snap of oversteer. He's going to look up the inside of Redgate, side by side through turn 1. Bit of door banging, but they work it out in the end, or have they, as they go through Hollywood and then into the Craner curves. Still side by side, these two. Not one of them wanting to yield into the old hairpin. I think Hill has to, and I think he does. But Olkers now puts a charge on Hill. Going to look around the outside of Starkey's Bridge and up into the braking zones of McLean's. And oh, that was so close to making contact between the two cars.
Yeah, Olkers definitely drove it up onto the grass there to save the contact.
They're still going though through the exit of Coppice, down the Dunlop straight, and now Olkers is now challenging Hill, but Hill's got the straight line on the Alpha. And saying that, Hine in the background also potentially having the straight line over the Alpha, as Olkers going to make a move up the inside into Melbourne hairpin. Nope, he stays put. I think Olkers goes a bit defensive, tries the over under. There's contact between the two, and the Alpha's round into the barrier.
Yep, definitely seems to be when the cars get together, they bounce off of each other quite sporadically. There's doesn't seem like they can kind of come together and drag door. They kind of come together, hit and bounce off of each other.
No,
So
sadly not. Which, yeah, you know, is what it is. But speaking of cars stopping and bumping and whatnot, Chameleon in the pits, P2, deciding to take a very early pit stop in the pit window, comes out of the pit box onto the mediums from the softs. And yes, you can tell I'm Marshall here, because I know the corner names, absolutely. Might get confused every now and again, but I do know them.
yeah, I suppose it's easier just having to know them to know where you're gonna be going, rather than having to commentate and name them one after the other over and over.
Absolutely, as yeah, you get used to it in the end. Stevie Bain though, oh, he's back in the wall again. And that is going up the hill into Coppice. So had a moment on the exit of McLean's potentially and has put it into the wall on the right hand side. Benderama says 13 minutes is about the optimal time for the soft tyre, I found. Best strategy for the BMW and know the car a bit is to stretch yourself so you're faster with them, yes. Wow, Chameleon definitely hasn't done that, as Stevie, bless him, still goes deep into a corner. What is up with Stevie today? Right, I'm going to, as I said, go off him, save him the embarrassment. We'll check in with the leader, still yet to pit, is Alfie Bevan with 6.5 minutes to go. Have a feeling that he can just extend his stint, even now on the soft tyre, to pit as late as he wants, really, within the pit window. He's got the gap, so why not use it? Hein and Olker's coming into the pits though, so that's dropping him down the order. But everything is kind of status quo. If you can, says Ben in the BMW, I'm presuming you're referencing to, it gets very slidey after more than 13 minutes. I think any car would on soft tyres in these cars after 13 minutes. I'm struggling to see how Alfie Bevan can still keep it on track after pushing for what is been now pretty much half race distance on tyres that really shouldn't last that long.
I think Alfie's tactic is just start drifting, start the race while drifting, so then when the tires go, you just never notice.
Yeah, just drift all the time because, you know,
yeah,
it's what the tyres are going to feel like when they're going to go. But he still doesn't pit, he's really extending. Angela Scott still needs... Has Angela pitted?
I don't believe so. Maybe, possibly, actually, because it's showing her on mediums now.
Yeah. I think Angela's pitted. They might have played this out really well.
No, actually, I don't believe so.
Potentially not.
I don't believe so.
Ooh, so we'll see Ash Hildo in the pit lane as he takes his enforced and mandatory pit stop for new compounded tyres and just a mandatory pit stop because there is one. Right. Let's see. Also, I just noticed something, Gohan. It's the first time you chatted in the stream. Thank you for dropping by the way. It's a pleasure to have you, and be sure to hit that follow button, guys. It's much appreciated. I wouldn't forgive myself if I didn't say that. As we await Alfie to... Oh, Bane's in the pits now, bless him, as he's probably going to stop for damage as well, judging by how many times he's gone off track. But that car of Alfie, though, is... it's a bit slidey. We really start to see it now as he goes up into the final corner of Goddard's. Will he dive for the pits? He doesn't. He's going to leave it right until the end of his the pit
Stint.
window. Words are failing me tonight.
They extend the stint to the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Do look at the stream after race. Bless you, sir. No, this is the first time you're here actually chatting live, and either way, it's always lovely to have you, even if it is live or not.
I would assume it's hard for him to chat live while he's up there racing with Albie.
Yeah, that's also fair. Erwin in the pits as well. Tim Bob and Stevie Bain. Oh no, Stevie Bain's off again. Oh, Stevie, there's a wall there. You might need to reverse before you put your foot down. Oh, it's bad to worse for Stephen Bain. And that's up into... That's a very unusual place to lose it, up into McLean's.
Is out on the fresh set of tires, so possibly a little cold.
Yeah. Potentially. I don't know. Ooh. Very slidey through Coppice, down the Dunlop Straight. I do miss having a bridge there, but was removed many years ago, sadly. Right, what's Alfie doing? Up into the final turn.
I think he has the time to do one more, honestly, if he so chooses.
Nope, he dives to the pit lane, and that is our leader in the pits. Where's his nearest competitor that's been in the pits?
I think everybody is gonna have to pit. Yep, Scott's in now.
Scott's in as well. Oh, Bevan. What's happened to Bevan?
Leach dives in.
Oh, sorry, I thought that BMW leaving was Bevan for a minute. No, that's a BMW just sitting in the track for some reason. That's Tim Bob. Waiting for a gap. There we go. Why in the world did I get confused? They're two different cars, Mercedes and BMWs, and for whatever reason, I thought, for some random reason or another, that BMW Tim Bob was Alfie Bevan, so I got really excited there. Zach Silver is now currently your race leader. I believe he is still yet to pit, but it's nice to see him back up into the top position, even if it is because of his lack of pit stop and potentially showing that he's struggling with the car. So even though it's a medium tyre, being on 19 minutes, so might be struggling with tyres now. Benderama, he'll have dropped it off the old hairpin curb. I do that a few times in practice, had to bump my ride up in the end. Who was that? Probably Stevie Bain you're referencing, when we spotted him off the track. I think that's what you're referencing.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what he's referencing there. I'm interested to see if Zach's plan here works out, though. He was right on the bumper of who was that? Scott or no? Leach.
Scott and Leach was the battle.
Yeah, and he extended one extra lap, so we'll see if that clear track's going to pay off for him.
We'll just about have enough time to get back to the pit lane without... Oh, is he? Braking zone.
It's going to be right there.
6, 5, 4. He's made it. You lucky, lucky boy. Right, everyone's now pitted. Pit window has now closed. We know Alfie's going to take the lead again. And Zach Silver will be relegated down to potentially 4th or 5th. Who were battling with Scott and Leach for most of that race. So we'll see where Zach
he should come out. He was right behind Leach, so if he gained anything, he'll be door to door.
Right, Zach is leaving the pit lane now, and I think Leach has got the better of him. And Erwin behind.
It didn't quite pay out there.
No, sadly, Erwin behind has gained a little bit potentially on Zach. So that might be a very successful move done there for Leach.
Yeah, I want to say that Silver lost some time there. I guess the only silver lining is that his tires are one lap newer.
Silver lining for Zach Silver. I like that. Meanwhile, though, best of the rest, as we see a car going off on the inside of Coppice. And that was Chameleon taking a lot of inside curb with Angela Scott. That was random.
That's Scott up into second also right there.
It is indeed, and someone did say in chat if the strategy worked out for Scott, that it would be a solid P2.
That's definitely making that work.
Jack underscore oNiD, stop hacking, Alfie, stop hacking. 10-second lead, absolutely insane.
Yeah, he definitely is quite rapid, that's for sure. It'd been interesting to see what Girls Art could have done.
No, absolutely. And Jack, first time chat as well. Thank you for dropping by. It is much appreciated, and do like to point out that we have some wonderful folks supporting us, and it's always lovely to see the new faces come along and say hi in chat as well. So thank you, good sir. Thank you very much. It is much appreciated. Jack, I'm presuming it's sir. I use that as a very generic term. Just please. Right, 7.5 minutes ago, Bevan is your race leader, 10.5 seconds over this driver of Angela Scott. Chameleon following closely behind, lost out to a battle on the last lap or so too. Oh, and that's Scott round! And Cameron has to take avoiding action.
That was good save there by Camley, not hitting, but definitely had lost some time there going into the grass.
Oh, and that's going to lose out. And then Leach, look at this, closing in on this battle as well. Leach, Silver, Irwin, this gaggle of cars closing in on the top two. The top three, should I say. Oh, I say that,
Yeah,
and Leach
that
will have a
closed
run.
up.
Leach is
That
going to get
closed
on,
up the gap for sure.
Leach is on the brakes up to the inside, and Scott's dropped to fourth. Nope, that's back up to third. There's a massive slide in the background of Zach Silver as well, trying to find his way through the Melbourne hairpin. And into the final turn of Goddard as we go. Angela goes a little bit wide. That's going to compromise her exit onto the main straight, but I think she's safe with the BMW straight line speed over the Alfa Romeos. Come the corners though, the Alfa might have the upper hand. Go down through Hollywood, then down into the Craner curves, a right and a left. Or right and a left, and then on the brakes the old hairpin. I think the BM is safe for now. Jack, thank you for streaming races. We need more guys like you. And Dominic as well. Dominic's here too. Oh, stop it, you're
I'm here-ish.
here-ish, bless you. Don't worry, my ego doesn't need to be inflated anymore, thank you very much. Anyway, as Scott and Camelian again side by side, and Camelian does what Scott did the previous lap, goes a little bit wide onto the grass, and that is P2 for Scott. 5 minutes to go.
It's the little back and forth where spin by Scott closed that gap up now. Oh, Silver's battling up the inside of Camelian. I think that's job done.
And Leach as well making a move. And indeed, Camelian losing out to Zach Silver. And Leach also losing a position as well. He's going to look up the inside into the final turn of Goddard's. Can't make that work either. But gets a good run out the corner, and the BMW of Camelian does run wide a little bit, but Leach will be on the outside line, not favourable for turn 1 red gate. I'll stick with him as they go down through into the Hollywood curve and then the Craner curve. So there's Hollywood, that first apex. The next two apexes are the Craner curves. And then on the brakes for the old hairpin, really catching up through the corners. Here, there's contact! That's Camelian round. Saved though, didn't get punted into the wall. There's enough grass to slow the car down and get it pointing in the right direction again. And it's going to put him immediately under threat from Hill, who looks around the outside of McLean's. Up the hill into the blind apex of Coppice. And that's Camelian dropping down to 7th.
Yeah, that was definitely pretty costly there, but did good to keep it out of the wall, keep putting in the right direction. I'm sure that was a big scare moment once he hit that grass and things got sideways.
Absolutely. And 3.5 minutes to go, Beaven 16-second lead. Jesus H. Christ. Absolutely
yeah, that is
insane.
Quite. You got to factor in Scott did have that half spin, three-quarter spin. Not quite a full one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That is also a fair point. So it's just been Alfie on a really good day today, and this is the first time it's happened. He's always had a pretty good performance in that Mercedes-Benz. I think the only thing that caught him out was Portimao last week. So not last week, the week before, should I say?
2
weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Apart
We're at the Norris ring.
Yeah, Norris ring. But apart from that, he's been absolutely on point. We'll stick with this battle. Leach Senior fighting away with Jacob Hine, and again a name quite related to the top three is Jacob Hine, but can't find the pace in that Mercedes-Benz this season, really sadly. And we usually see him up there, but for whatever reason isn't really being able to get up there. And in past few races. He has been up in there as the Alpha dies up the inside of McLean's, backs out of it at the last minute. And Martin Reinhardt saying beautiful cars. Oh, big moment. James Leach has DNF'd, has disconnected. That was
that sucks to see.
that was 5th place and all. That is big. So he's going to drop down the order unless he can rejoin and continue for the rest of the race. But even at that point, it will be very tricky for him to gain any positions. This will be the last lap though for Alfie Bevan. I know, might be one more actually after this one. Just potentially. We'll keep an eye on that. Could be the penultimate lap, could be the final lap. Success restrictors next season. Spoiler alert. Says Ben Durama. Oh, wonderful.
That would be quite fun.
It would be, absolutely. It would be very interesting. Did we announce that? Is that an official announcement, Ben? We're putting restrictors
only for
on?
the top 3, though.
Is it only for the top 3? Is it?
And it's got to be like a step down way, you know. First gets the most, third gets the least.
I think so. I mean, is that a thing, Ben? Is that what we're announcing? I thought I didn't. What? Have I just spoiled it all by saying that we're having restrictors on the next season? I don't know. Did I? Are we just trying to freak people out a little bit? Who knows? I might not have spoiled anything. We don't know what's going to happen. Huzzah! Official-ish. Oh dear. Okay. I probably have made it now official. As Alfie Bevan comes around the final turn at Goddard's as Stevie Bain spins it in the background. He's drifting. Just use up the time. Comes across the line. And no, he gets one more lap. Oh no. That is checkered flag. Ignore me. I thought he crossed the line and had to do another lap there. But no, that is definitely checkered flag. Scott's around on the final turn. Silver takes second on the final corner of the final turn. Irwin gets third. Oh boy, that's big. Scott comes along the line for 4th. Hill, Kamalian 5th and 6th. Highland, Leach Senior going at it at the line. Hind Pips Senior to 7th. Olkers comes across the line to take 9th. Bit further back, coming into the braking zone is Chris Overstreet of Goddard's. Through the final turn goes Overstreet and takes the checkered flag for the final top 10 position. We await Nicola Kakis, Bruce Lindblom, and I believe Leach and Bob are both in the pit lane. Leach did manage to rejoin the server, but sadly will only classify in 14th, with Stevie Bain in 15th and Tim Bob 7 laps down in 16th.
So Nicola Kakis definitely drove that whole race with his left blinker on.
Did he? Oh yeah, he did and all. That's brilliant.
I saw it on like the second lap. Just figured to not say nothing, and then right there at the end, as he was pulling into the gravel, I saw it was still on.
Yeah, absolutely. Ben, if you look at the side of the track, you can see Aiden unconscious by a Marshall Pace. Wow, thank you so much for that.
It's not raining. Calm down.
It's not raining. Great stream, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Martin. It's a pleasure to have you, and thanks for dropping by. But guess what? We get to do that all over again now. Another half-hour race to come with a 5-minute, essentially one-shot qualifying, which will really throw the cat amongst the pigeons. And that is for sure. Now, the way that we work our servers here, because it is AC, we do have to wait for our wonderful friends at SimRacing.GP to launch the next server, but it's been rather interesting, that race, hasn't it? Full of ups and downs and wonderful battles. So let's just see what is happening with our next server. I don't think it's quite gone live yet, so we'll have to wait for the SimRacing.GP to launch it. Let's have a look. How much longer do we have on the server? Alfie on pole by 2 seconds on the next qualifying. I wouldn't put it past him. I would not put it past him. God, I thought that was race 2. The time zone where I am threw me way off. No, we still have one more to go, with about 4 minutes, folks, until they get going again. What we would usually do is drag a driver or two into the comms box, but sadly that is not possible because they are somewhat in another server, which is very annoying. But we get to see that all over again for race 2 at Donington. A very fun track. It's one that will always forever remain in my heart and my mind, especially when I knock myself out on the Marshall post. Definitely didn't do that. As we await for the next round, I am very tempted to jump on down into the voice channel where we don't have anyone in and just drag someone in to have an interview very quickly. But I think that'll be pushing it a little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, we'll wait for the server to go live, sadly. I wish we could drag the driver in for a chat or two, but sadly not. Scotty was attempting psychological mind games in voice chat, and safe to say, it didn't work. Hey, oh dear. Never like to see that, do we?
Yeah, I saw that and started laughing. Yeah, it looks like it worked right till the last turn, huh?
Real Tim Bob worked on me. Brilliant. Fantastic, Tim. Congratulations on that podium, no, Zach. That was very lucky for you, but very unfortunate for Scotty, bless her. But yeah, it's a shame, really, isn't it? Right, I really want to speak to one of these guys. Dominic, I will be right back with you. We're going to jump to another voice channel and try and drag someone down. Get ready, folks. We're going to try and get the race winner. Alfie, it's Aidan in the comments box. I'm sorry I had to. We need to fill some time before we grab you for a quick interview. Will you please just slow down?
I don't think so. Quite like being up front.
I thought you might, bless you. And how was that for you? It looked amazing to drive out there, and you looked totally in command of that race. There wasn't a moment where I thought, no, he's struggling. You were just gone, literally.
Yeah, it was. I mean, Angela in the second stint was really quick on the softs, so that's something to keep an eye out for the second race, I reckon. But yeah. I think overall, the first stint I did on the softs helped keep me out front. But yeah, Angela's probably going to be a bit of a challenge for race 2, I reckon.
We shall see. It depends if you can just pull a second gap by lap 3 again. That'll be interesting.
I hope so.
What are your thoughts on the tyres? How long did those softs last? Did I think they lasted all right for you?
Probably lasted about 14 minutes, I reckon, before they started to really drop off. But I mean, I'll see in the second race. If Angela's racing me, then might be pushing a bit harder and might not last as long. But yeah, we'll see.
Awesome. We'll truck you back up to voice channel. Server's about to go live, cool. So have fun. We'll maybe speak again later on.
Thank you.
Oh, I love doing this. Love just pulling people down. Use admin abuse. It's admin abuse, guys. Let's get a quick natter with Angela. Scotty, it's Aidan in the comms booth. Your chat is with us. Oh, what happened?
Oh, you surprised me there.
Sorry about that. I love doing this every now and again. It's great content.
I was a little bit worried of fuel at the end. So I was chatting with Alfie, and it's like, you wouldn't mind losing a second, because if he had set a personal best, he would have crossed the line, done it for another lap with 1-2 seconds remaining. So he's like, right, I'll do a slide over the final corner. I felt like
Oh.
I needed to then also do the same, and slight skill issue.
Just showboat and go wrong. Was that all it was? Literally.
Pretty much.
Oh,
It wasn't even that big of a slide, but
It was
probably
enough
the
to
tires
learn.
going off. Probably the tires going off.
Angela, what are you doing that for? You silly person, you. Hopes of race 2 then. Maybe keep it up there and not spin on the last lap.
Not spinning on the last lap would be good. Little bit of a cleaner start too would be nice. Of course, difficult to beat those alphas off the line, but a little bit of a cleaner start would be good. But I mean, that being said, it was a fun first half of the race, and not missing the pit box too would be good. I may have had to use reverse in the pit lane a bit. Yeah, messy one that, but
a little bit of messy one.
Enjoyable.
We'll chuck you back up to the voice channel. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure. Have a good race too. We'll be watching.
Thank you. Enjoy it.
Oh, that was fun. Let's jump back with Dominic in the actual comms box because that was fun. I enjoyed that. Sorry to abandon you, Dominic. Really, I thought I'd get a couple of drivers' interviews and have a bit of fun there and call out a couple of people, I think, which was very entertaining.
Yeah, it's always definitely fun getting people when they're not expecting it.
Yeah. Oh, that was hilarious. It's like, I didn't know you were going to do that. Oh, it's for the content. Yay. Anyway, let's get the second server up and running as we just join that now with on SimRacing.GP. This server has gone live and let's get it all up and running and working. And we will have about 10 minutes worth of practice as everyone will join the track. And 10 minutes practice, we're going to have to try and fill it somehow. Let's see, everyone is now joining, which is very handy. So I'll get 10 minutes just to get used to things again and to get used to, or make sure everything's working for this new server. As we jump back with live pictures of what is the second server for the second half-hour race. As I said, only a 5-minute qualifying, and then we will go back to racing again for what will be the second half-hour race. And hopefully a bit of a changed up of the order as well, with it only being a one-shot qualifying. Will Alfie be able to put on pole? Will he mess up the lap? Let's see and find out. Well, we've got to wait another 8.5 minutes before we even find that out, sadly. But cars will take to the track might be entertained ever so slightly with some drifting or maybe some fun moments. Silver will go to the track in that Alpha, and he's going to be wanting to follow up on that wonderful, if a bit gifted, P3 finish on race 1.
P2 finish, I believe it was, actually.
Oh, P2, should I say. Angela's going to be busy putting restrictors back on this practice. Yep, admin duties and race duties for Angela, bless her. So, yeah, 10 minutes also there for everyone to get restricted, depending on what car they're in. Yeah, I think for this race, only the Alphas are restricted. I know last race the BMWs were also slightly restricted by about 3 or 4%. But Angela doing that as well gives her a chance to make sure everything's in line with alphas and whatnot. So that will happen. Dominic, do we go and raise the voice channel again, see if we can grab for another? We've got another 7 minutes to fill.
Could be fun. See what Tim gives us a ride along, possibly.
Let's do that. Let's go. Follow me into the actual owner server. You'll see me in the voice channel in a second. Just jump in with me, Dominic, as we head over to the main channel again. Let's drag someone in. Where is Tim? Is he on a lap? Let's have a look. There he is. Let's drag him down. Tim, it's Aidan in the comms box. Do not panic. He is absolutely fine. We're in a chat. We are following your lap live on stream. Do you want to give us a bit of a rundown, of a bit of a guided tour of what this lap involves here at Donington Park?
Okay, well, let's get around his first corner and have a quick look. So, following somebody that's not quite got control of his car at all. I'm sort of living on the edge here. It's really fast down here. Coming into this left hand, you can go flat. I'm trying it. We're doing it. It's in. Brakes are on. We're going. We lost it. Oh,
Oh no!
worth a go.
Well,
If you don't try it, you'll never know your limits.
Go on, keep going, matey. We'll see what else you can do on this lap. Go on, you definitely hit that corner absolutely perfectly. It was amazing. It's the best you've ever done it. As you go up.
I do lots of corners like that in this car.
Brilliant. As you go up into another slide. Bless you, and then you're taking it off road now, aren't you? Bless you. You're having fun though. That's the main thing. Are you enjoying it? Bless you. Am I just being a distraction for you at this point?
No, I don't mind. I'm just been like this the whole last half hour anyway.
Bless you. Well, you're now on the Dunlop straight, so this part might be a bit more easier for you.
I think I've had 8 sets of tyres already, 2 engines, and I don't know how many different body parts.
Oh, bless you. Well, you've got the fog of the S's absolutely spot on there. So it's progress as you go down into the Melbourne hairpin. Massive braking zone, deceptively downhill, isn't it? How is it for you? Is it? Can you tell it's all downhill and how tricky of a braking zone it is?
Well, compared to the other cars around me, I've generally punted people when I've come down there, so...
Bless you.
I made it my aim towards the end of the race, to just keep out of the way. I spent probably a little bit too long in the pits.
Oh, bless. Well, we'll leave you to it because it's been a pleasure to briefly have you. How are your plans for race 2? I hope you're going to get a bit more further up the order.
Survive. Try to do as many laps as everybody else.
That sounds about right, matey. We'll leave you to it. Have a good one. We will speak again soon.
Au revoir.
Oh, that's brilliant. Absolutely love it. Oh, just putting drivers on the spot saying, "You will give us a lap. Do it now. Do it now." As we see Nikola Kakis on a lap. Let's quickly drag him down for a quick chat. Alex, please do not panic. It is Aidan in the comms booth. You're live on Twitch. Chat is with us. Do you want to give us a quick roundup of your lap as you go through turn 1?
Hi, Aidan. This is a quick one. Have to turn in a little bit early just to stay on the left. A little bit of braking. Let it slide. We're going up through here. All nice. And then little fucking curve there. And I usually lose it here, but that was okay. It doesn't like the curb because I've removed all of the suspension from it.
Oh no.
This is alright. And then see, performance anxiety, I kind of floored it there. Not super happy about that.
Oh, bless.
This is fun though.
Yeah, on the race always looks fun in the Fogarty S's there.
Yeah.
And then downhill braking as well here. You managed to go a little bit deep, but bring it back around, so it doesn't look too bad.
If you get a turnaround early enough, you can actually gain some time, but it's doing that consistently, which I am not good enough for.
Oh, bless you. Well, around the final turn, you drift it out the corner, and you'll come across the line to do a 1 minute 30... 1 minute 40.1, I do think.
Yeah, I got a little... I cut the chicane a little bit more, so invalidated my lap. Usually I give it a little bit less through that. But like I said, you never pulled me on here. This is so exciting.
Bless you. Alex, what are your hopes for race 2? We know you got a half decent result last race, so a bit more further up the field for you perhaps?
Goal number 1, survive the high-speed chicane after T1.
Yep.
Because it's going to get quite busy. Did you see my launch? It was so nice. It just goes. It was so nice. And just keep it in a place. I don't mind. I just wanna make it to the end without getting punted or fucking it up. Sorry. Bad words.
Bad words. Yeah, well, it's fine. We'll be a bit more careful with that. As we'll get that. That's fine. Don't worry about it. How are you finding the alpha? I know it's restricted. Is it having much an effect on you? The cars around you? Are you losing straight line speed at all, or?
I have enough of a punch out of the corners that I can equalize it a little bit. If I focus on exits, means I end up quite a bit ahead, even when they're faster in a straight line. But I have to. If I don't nail the exit, then they're catching me for sure.
Got you, Alex. We'll chuck you back up into the voice channel. We've got about 30 seconds until qualifying starts.
Bit of
have
rest.
Fun. Yeah, exactly. Have fun.
Thank
enjoy.
You so much.
We'll keep an eye out for you in the race.
Have fun.
Thank you. Oh, that is absolutely brilliant. And we're back with Dominic. Hello, Dom.
How's it going? I kind of got lost. Took a wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Yeah,
but those interviews sounded pretty good.
Indeed, and we've now got people messing around on track. Jacob Hines sits on a 1:20. How in the world did he manage that? There's a possible little sneaky shortcut people are starting to take. Thank God it's only free practice.
It was quite the fast time.
It is quite fast. Alfie Beaver's on a 1:32.9. I think that's more realistic, even for Alfie, by his standards. How has Jacob done a 1:20? I know, Ben. I know. I do not know.
I suspect
that's
there
what
may
he's
have been a right-hand turn here. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, that's what he's done. He's taken the final chicane differently. He comes across the line of 1:10. Of course he does a 1:10. I think he might have taken a little sneaky track cut on as he plows it into the barrier. Just why not? Why not? Why not plow it into the barrier? The only time you're going to get away with it as Zach Silver. We had a very entertaining time with Tim Bob and Nicola Kakis as well, which was quite funny. And yeah, everyone's being a bit cheeky, taking that final chicane very illegally. But we'll allow it for them this time round. They're not supposed to, but it is only free practice. We'll let them just this once. As we just await.
Yeah, I know the cement blocks in the middle of that turn though are very solid. So if you get that wrong, it can go all bad.
What was Lindblom doing there? Going off track at the old hairpin. Yes, no, exactly. If you can get it right, you can cheekily do a thing. Yeah, we'll await for the qualifying to kick off. We have a very shaky camera view. Don't know why that is. As we just await the server to start. Oh, that's a very good view. I like that view as we start qualifying. But yeah. Good grief. Good grief, Ben says. Good grief indeed. That was absolutely crazy.
Yeah, it's definitely fun to see them have a little bit of fun out there when they can.
Indeed, and they do like to have their fun, don't they? Bless them. As we await the qualifying session to start. It's 5 minutes. One shot. Who will get it? 5 minutes time. We'll be able to find out as we await people to take to the track. Zach Silver will be the first as he leads them out in the Alfa Romeo. And he will go down into the S's there as he goes through there. Right, probably takes it to the grass. And we're going to have another sneaker prediction. We will say is Alfie going to take pole. And we'll say yes and no for that because it's definitely clear answers. And you have 2 minutes for this one. Get your predictions in. We don't know if Alfie will take pole. It is a one-shot qualifying. Anything can happen in one shot. So, you might see him not be able to set a lap, invalidate, and just not be able to set a time. We can be wishful thinkers, folks. That's all I will say. You never know what will happen on a one-shot qualifying. Or maybe two-shot in Alfie's case, if he does mess up a lap. Because he has technically got enough time to do 2 laps. But anyway, get your votes in. Use your channel points if you have them. Have a bit of fun, bit of interactivity, bit of mystery, and a bit of, ooh, will it happen, will it won't happen. I'm just over-exaggerating things now. As Alfie does start his first flying lap. And we'll go down into the first turn at Redgate. Gets on the brakes, makes the apex, and looks like to have it nice, neat and tidy. Gets a... No, I was about to say gets a bit squirrely on exit, but actually was very calm for a very powerful rear-wheel drive Mercedes-Benz. Down into the crane of curves, on hard for the braking point. At the old hairpin, gets very drifty through that corner. Gets the power down. Now cars behind him, Zach Silver and Cavalier, by the looks of it, having their own interpretation of track limits, and will definitely be invalidating those laps, and we'll have to go again. As Alfie was very wide there. Has he invalidated? Ooh,
Definitely got out into the gravel there, that's for sure.
So I wonder if that's going to be a valid lap or not. I do wonder, folks. I do wonder. Channel points, how are we doing with that? People saying yes for Alfie going to take the pole. Get your votes in. See if you can get any bonus channel points. As you've only got about a minute left until that vote closes. Alfie Bevan on the brakes into the Melbourne hairpin as he gets the car stopped relatively well. Then goes up the hill into Goddard's, the final turn. There's a bit of trainer cars behind him. There's Zach Silver, there's Zach Camillian, potentially holding up a bunch of cars. We see Alfie coming across the line. Apparently the lap is valid. It will be a 138.3. And Camillian, though, gets it in at a 130, and Leach 138.0. Irwin 37.6. That's a slew. That from Bevan. Interesting.
Yeah, I think Bevan's definitely going to be banking on this second lap here to get that time in.
No, absolutely. They will start a second lap. It will be the last lap they'll have. As Camillian goes very wide, and he's even wider, 2 wheels on the grass. So I think, yep, that's definitely lap ruined. He'll hold the brakes hopefully so he doesn't hit anyone. Oh, someone has taken away an action. That was potentially Silver. It was Silver. He's going to start near the back of the grid. Had to take avoiding action. Camillian also will not be able to progress any further. Josh Irwin, current pole sitter. Will Alfie Bevan be able to improve? Bain and Camillian, both off the track, have invalidated their laps. Will not continue and will start best case, worst case scenario, 6th and 7th respectively. Bevan on the brakes into the Melbourne hairpin. 1 corner to go after this. Can he take pole? We will find out in a second. The prediction has now closed. Everyone has said yes. You might be not getting your points back. On the brakes goes Alfie for the final turn into Goddard's. Will it be pole position for Alfie Bevan? Comes to the line. Of course it is. 137.2, not by much. We'll see if anyone can improve. Irwin behind comes across the line. Stays put. Anyone else improving? Angela Scott maybe? Will it be enough for 137.2? No, it's not. That's it. Ash Hill is taken to off track, so that's his lap invalidated. And that is potentially... Can't see anyone else improving. Senior and Bain... Well, Bain's finished his lap, so he won't be able to improve. Leach Senior in the Alpha, I don't think will be able to challenge. So I think by about 0.4 of a second. Senior goes third. Good lap from Leach Senior, 137.7.
Really good lap there, sneaking it in at the end.
Stephen Bain will come across the line. Won't improve, sadly. Time was still valid, apparently, even though I think he ran wide. But that is your starting order, and indeed... Alfie did take pole. Congratulations to those who voted yes. your faith in Alfie was not misguided. As your starting order for race 2, final 30-minute race of tonight. Alfie Bevan yet again on pole. Josh Irwin, impressive second, with Leach Senior in third. Angela Scott 4th, James Leach 5th, Ash Hill 6th, Stephen Bain 7th, Cheyenne Camilleon 8th, Daniel Lindblom 9th, and your top 10 is Jacob Hine. Matt Olkers 11th, Chris Overstreet 12th, Tim Bob 13th, Nicola Kakis 14th, Norman Bruce 15th, Zach Silver in 16th. Yes, track limits are a little tenuous around here, says Benderama. As we do await the start lights for what will be race 2. We will follow Josh Irwin. I think we'll follow Josh, a P2 sitter, into the first lap of the race. Let's see what he can do. As we just await.
Yeah, that's a front row lockout for the Mercedes there.
It is indeed. Mercedes 1-2. Sadly, one of those drivers is just a bit more of an alien than the other. As we await the race start. About another 15 seconds until we get going. And we'll see the 6 lights up on your screen. And we will now be away and lights out for the second half-hour race this evening. We see Josh Irwin dropping down the order. Leach Senior gets the better of him around the outside, but then back up the inside goes Irwin potentially to try and regain second place. Everyone behind him getting through rather neatly, so I think they're okay. But Irwin losing out. Dropping potentially down to 4th now under attack from James Leach. They go through the crater curves. Everyone okay so far. Owen able to hold off Leach for now. There's a bit of door banging. There's contact in the background. That's a massive incident. Multiple cars. Nicola Kakis, Olkers, Bain, Camilleon, all involved into the old hairpin.
Yeah, that wasn't quite as clean as the first time around, but looks like everybody's going in the right direction now.
Absolutely, as we see people just rejoining, getting back to how things were. There's a midfield battle here on the first lap. There's Zach Silver capitalising from that little incident back there. Goes up to 7th in the first lap from pretty much from last. In the background though, there's a move potentially by Lindblom on Bob. I think Lindblom quite rightly backs out of the move. And in the background, who's that going up the inside of Overstreet? That's Hine, or is that Hine defending from Overstreet? I can't quite sure. But Overstreet goes very wide into the corner, leaves himself open potentially from an attack from Norman Bruce in 12th. The BMW maybe not quite getting that run out the exit, and the Alpha potentially getting a really good run. Leach though, James Leach, has fallen down the order a little bit. I think he just lost a couple of places there. And up the inside, a challenge from Ash Hill. Hill gets 2 wheels on the curb, sends the car and temporarily turns it into a motorbike, going up onto 2 wheels. And then down through the curves they go. Lindblom sadly dropping down the order, so's Bruce. I think that's just them battling down in the back of the pack. There's no one dropping like a stone, so I don't think it's an incident. So they'll keep fighting and we'll get back to those guys in a little while. But Leach holding off Hill for now, while Alfie Bevan 2.5 second lead over Leach Senior. Leach Senior doing fantastically in that Alpha after the first couple of laps, up into second place. Irwin in third. Andrew, oh, there's a car off there. Who's that going rather wide? That's Tim Bob having an issue.
Doing a little lawn mowing.
A little while. The grass needed cutting a little bit, didn't it? This is cool. MP Motorsports, thank you very much for dropping by. It's a pleasure to have you. Thanks. First time chat as well. Wonderful to have you. Come and get involved. get involved in the Discord. Discord is on top right of your chat. Tim Bob has another moment, loses position. Lindblom and Kamalian also fighting, and Lindblom getting the better of Kamalian at this moment. And MP Motorsports, thank you so much for smashing that follow button. Much appreciated. Because, as I said, come and get involved. Come and join the Discord. See what we have going on. Always something happening. And maybe get involved with one of our next leagues coming up. We're only one more week after this race before we start the next season. It'll be interesting. It's esports, my friend. I don't know what this is, but it's racing. It's absolutely racing. It's the Assetto Corsa, on one of our many leagues that we run at oNiD Community Racing. And most of them are streamed as well. So we get fantastic commentary like myself. Not that I'm upping myself, you know. But yes, German touring cars from the 90s on a sim racing game. Absolutely is a move up from the inside, and Kamalian on Lindblom didn't quite work. He was looking though through Goddard's, and that'll go up into the blind apex of Coppice, and he suitably, I think, tucks back into the slipstream of Lindblom, and will live to fight another day. Right, oh, Chris Overstreet though, dropping down the order from about 13th or 12th. I think he might have made a mistake there. Oh, I do drifting, and I don't have the game. Oh, don't mind drifting, but the game itself, it's not that bad, it's not that expensive, and lots of the cars that we use are mods, so we just download the mods and drive the cars on the game. Most of them are relatively free to access via a certain website. I'm not sure if we're actually advertising. Sorry, race department. So yeah, half these cars are drifting anyway, so you'll fit right in. Alfie loves to do a bit of drift. Our race leader, Alfie Bevan, loves to do a bit of drifting in that Mercedes 90s DTM car. You might see him do a bit through here. Oh no, he's lovely and neat and tidy, is Alfie. It's very unusual to see him not drifting the car through a corner. Tim Bob, sadly, is in the sand pit, deciding to go and build some sandcastles with his bucket and spade, and yeah, we'll drop down to last, sadly, from about 12th or 13th. You're right there, Dominic, bless you.
Yeah, I'm just watching all the mayhem unfold. Seems like every time somebody gets up to somebody, somebody winds up off in the sand or something like that.
Yeah, it does seem to be a bit like that, but nonetheless, you have seen some great racing tonight. Ash Hill defending from the Alpha of Leach.
Silver.
Sorry, Silver, should I say? Zach Silver.
Yeah. So Leach, though, is back up to 5th again.
He is indeed.
Kind of had up and down little go here in the first few minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. And there you go, it's a bit of drift. There you go, it's a bit of drifting for you, MP Motorsports. That white BMW in shot on the exit, sliding the rear out. Bain sadly has gone off track again, and he's found a wall, sadly, and he will get back going down into the old hairpin. Not the old hairpin, the Melbourne hairpin. He goes, and he keeps it. Keeps it pointing in the right direction. He doesn't really, bless him. Let's move away so I don't commentators curse him again, folks. Let's not do that. There's Angela Scott in 3rd. We said Angela wants to have a bit of a better race. Last race spun it on the last corner of the last lap, so we'll be wanting to potentially erase that from her memory and pretend it never happened. But with about 2.5 minutes to go until the mandatory pit window opens, we will see these cars make one mandatory pit stop for a change of tyres, and that will happen within between the first 10 and 20 minutes of the race. So when the timer hits 20 minutes on the top left of your screen, the pit window will open, and that's when people will have to start pitting, and then that will close. That pit window will close, and everyone will have to have taken their pit stops when the time says 10 minutes. Just for those who don't quite understand the pit window, just explaining.
I'm quite impressed with Leach Senior here. Definitely that was a really good showing. I don't quite believe we've seen him qualify this well and be able to get a clean start, so to say. But definitely holding his own up there.
He is indeed. Alfie does like to just drive away in the lead, and that hasn't happened too much this race as of yet. Right, we'll jump back a bit further down the order in the background. Ashio's going to have a look up the inside. There's Zach Silver into turn 1. On the brakes into Redgate again. Uses a lot of curb on the inside. Sends that car onto its 2 wheels. And these cars do tend to like to have 4 contact patches onto the tarmac instead of 2. They're not motorbikes sadly, and then 2 wide beams, 2 beating motorbikes. There's a move up ahead as well. Erwin getting past Leach for 5th and 4th. Or is Leach... No, Leach is attacking Erwin, should I say, for 4th. So that was another battle to keep an eye on, and this will slowly become a bit of a 4-way battle, potentially, for P4 in the next few minutes.
Yeah, it definitely seems like these 2x2 groups are closing in, but it seems like Hein is kind of just trailing off in the distance back there, possibly waiting to make an attack.
Quite possibly. Most notably, though, between 1st and 2nd place, look at this. It is closed right up. 1 second, 1.1 seconds
It has. Now. Wow. About a half second gone out of that gap. Scott's closing up right there on the back, too. This might be a 3-way battle for the lead here shortly.
Benderama, Tim is busy timming all over the place, is what he said in chat. Yes, Tim is doing Tim. Let's leave Tim alone. Bless him. Let's leave Tim alone, bless him. Poor Tim. Timothy Tim. I don't know anymore. As Bevan now starts to extend the gap a little bit, which we are thoroughly disappointed about, because we would love to see a 3-way battle. Pit window is now open, by the way, folks. And Nikola Kakis, first car into the pits, followed by Norman Bruce. Some very early pit stops. These folks potentially were on the soft tyre, and will then switch to the medium tyre. And we'll potentially see these guys fight their way back through up the field. What would happen if we were just to bring a 2JS swapped S15 on this track and drift it all? You would get style points, but in terms of race points, I don't think you'll get any race points for finishing so low for drifting. But it'll be cool to see. As Natraxer, yes, the Alpha is bopped. It is a little bit nerfed. Has been all season basically. Oh, hold on a minute. I say Alpha. Leach Senior on the tail of the leader, Alfie Bevan. This is unheard of. Alfie being challenged by an Alpha and a BOW. 3 manufacturers, top 3. It's now become a 3-way battle. There's a contact between P2 and P3. Scott hits the back of Leach Senior.
Yeah, I think she just left that move possibly a little bit too late.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh dear. Oh no. That's a massive shunt. That's going to shake up the order completely. That's giving Bevan the breathing room that I'm presuming that he now wants.
Yeah, it seems like once Bevan gets a little bit of a gap, he's able to extend it, and he's got that little bit of a gap now.
Angela Scott stays in second though. Couple of pit stops from Overstreet, Camilleon and Silver down towards the mid to back of the pack. We just await to see the gap, the update. Excuse me. I'm not tired because I'm having this race not being entertaining enough. I'm just tired because I'm just tired. But dear God, it has been a complete roller coaster tonight with how these races have turned out. Ooh, massive slide there from Alfie. There you go, MP Motorsports. I said I saw a bit of Alfie drifting, and he did so indeed, but he has lost about half a second this lap to Angela Scott. But you've got a question. There is damage on these cars, so they'll potentially be feeling it. Yeah, poor Senior, just bad luck there. Yeah, potentially. It is what it is. Jacob Hine pitting though from P6, so he'll be wanting to try and take a bit of an earlier pit stop. 6.5 minutes left of the pit window, so just 6.5 minutes until everyone has to take their mandatory pit stop in, and about half the field have done so far. Hine, Bevan should I say, not Hine, what am I saying Hine for? Bevan still leading the way, 3.2 seconds to Angela Scott, who was caught up in a bit of an instant there on the final turn of Goddard's about a lap or two ago. Leach in the background there in the Alfa Romeo being followed relatively closely from Ash Hill in the BMW and Erwin in the Mercedes-Benz. Senior 6 recovering from what was definitely a bit of a calamitous kind of contact there. If you would be if you'd be doing this but for drifting, then I'd be in 1%. Yeah.
Well, the one cool thing about Assetto Corsa is that if you are into drifting, there are countless drifting mods on it. So if you are into sim racing and that's your forte, you could definitely at least get on the game and enjoy that.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%.
And I know for a fact that there is S15 2JZ swapped mods. I have quite a few on my car list.
Of course, absolutely. as Ben Durama in chat, one of our fellow admins, has definitely stated 100% damage is enabled. So these guys will be feeling the damage in the cars as they drive and race into the final half of this race. Drifting is great fun, but very difficult to set up competitions for. Yes,
very true. That is very true. The judging is very difficult.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. The gap now to P1 and P2 is closing. So all hope for a lead battle is not yet lost. Gap is now 3 seconds between first and second. It was dropping to about 2.7 seconds at one point. And indeed it does continue to drop. There's been a change of position for Zach Silver. Ash Hill making the move on Zach there potentially, which Zach is going to end up drifting a little bit there in which is apparently a four-wheel drive car, but still is able to send it drifting a little bit. Studio was doing the best race of his season, absolutely agree, bless him. So he'll be thoroughly disappointed, but has recovered though. He's up to 11th. Sorry, I said that again. What am I saying 11th for? He's up to 5th, but still needs to make a pit stop. That's the only thing.
Yeah, it's a matter of is he going to opt to replace or repair that damage, or is he just going to kind of run it to the end? I say just run it to the end. Doesn't look like he's driving too loose or anything. Looks like he's still got fairly decent control of it.
I would say that he has just gone into the pit lane, so we will see if he does come back out with a damaged car or not. We'll be able to just about tell he has got damage. He'll have to look at the rear of his car as he goes through a corner. But yeah, we'll see. He was still making progress though, that's the thing, so it might be beneficial for him not to lose the time in the pits to do repairs, and then to get back out at it and see if he can gain any more positions. It's about 30. Yeah, he hasn't done any damage, he hasn't repaired anything, so his pit stop was exactly near enough, leaving the pit box at 30 seconds, which is a normal pit stop. You can still see the damage on the back of his car. That rear boot is slightly lifted. You see a gap between that and the car itself, and a lot of damage on the back there. But he's soldiering on. I reckon he's on the soft tyre with 12 minutes to go, so I reckon he's going to have a bit of a fun time slicing through some of these medium tyre runners.
Yeah, he's right there on the back of Chameleon, and Chameleon's not too far off the back of the little pack of Heinz, Silver, and Hill, so he might be able to get a top 5 if he pushes hard.
Yeah, absolutely. The gap to lead though, 1.4 seconds.
That's closed right up now, didn't it?
As they have started another lap, and they will have to pit at the end of the next lap. Leach and Irwin, 3rd and 4th, dive into the pit lane with about 1 minute 40 of the pit window left. I do believe everyone has pitted, bar the top 2. So both of these drivers will.
Yep, that is true.
So both of these drivers will pit at the end of this lap. They won't have enough time to do another lap before the pit window closes. We've also got to bear in mind that Angela Scott, should I say, is on the medium tyre. She will be on the soft tyre for the final part of the race. Alfie Beavernoe is on the soft. Will have to swap to the medium tyre. So for the last 10 or 9 minutes of the race, it is advantage Angela.
Yeah, she's definitely done a good job at keeping that gap as small as possible, with being on the slower tires, so to say.
Absolutely. They're still closing the gap into the hairpin. As Alfie's tyre's just gone off completely. The soft tyre lasting 20 minutes. He's drifting on the exit of the Melbourne hairpin. Is Andrew going to have a look on the inside? No, thinks better of it. I think after coming in contact with Leach Senior on the previous 3 laps, and indeed they both dived to the pit lane. This will be the battle of the pits. Is anyone going to miss their pit box? Angela gets their pit box bang on. So does Alfie. They've both found their pit boxes at the right time. It depends who's going to get out first. So Ergo says Alfie will get out ahead because of him being ahead and hit the pit box at the same time. So we'll probably see both of these drivers back out on the track. Hill is coming through the final turn. I do believe Angela and Alfie are going to go out before Hill gets to the pit exit. Absolutely just. There is in the background though, Leach and Silver going side by side, and I believe Silver gets the better of Leach into Redgate there as they go down to Hollywood, and maybe not. Leach potentially get the cut back through Hollywood as they go down to the Crane of Curves.
It's another good race for Leach here too, sitting up in 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic race for him. As the first time in a very long while, the top 5 drivers are pretty much within a couple of corners of each other. Ooh, a lot of technical car talk in chat. Yes, it was Italian production car, so it was valid for the DTM series back in the 90s.
No, it was valid because it was sold to the Germans in the 90s.
That's what I meant. Or did I? As we see Leach and Hill going at it. Leach and Silver going at it, should I say. And in the background, Jacob Hine having a front row seat for this battle.
Yeah, he's been there the whole race.
Oh, that's
still
a
just
massive defensive move. Sorry to interrupt you from James Leach. He goes deep into the corner, and that gives Zach Silver the position. And he loses out to Jacob Hine as well.
That was quite the defensive move there for sure.
Right, the gap between P1 and P2 is now 1 second. Angela Scott, softer tyres compared to Alfie Beaver's mediums. So they go through the Crane of Curves down into the hold hairpin. 7.5 minutes. Will it be Alfie? Will it be Angela? We will soon find out.
Angela's definitely closing in on Alfie. It's a little bit under a second here, so gap's closing in a little by little.
Yep, absolutely. As they go through, up in through Coppice down into the Dunlop Straight. And into the Fogarty S as they go. The gap now half a second. This is race on. Angela Scott, Alfie Beaven. Alfie's going to have to think about going defensive soon if he keeps up this pace, or lack of pace, should I say. And Hill in the background, also catching this battle. It's going to become a three-way battle for the lead.
Yeah, where's Hill come from? Yeah, he's just been kind of quietly hanging out, just closing in the gap, I guess.
Absolutely. This will now become a masterclass of defence for Alfie Bevan. Will they be able to hold off the charging Angela Scott on the softer tyre? So
Hill actually just set the fastest lap out of all three of them right there.
Wow, that's interesting. Oh, Tim Bob and Stevie Bain coming together, lapped cars, but found them both themselves in the sandpit at the exit of Redgate. In the background, apologies, we're going to jump to this battle. We're going to keep an eye on the lead battle as well, because that's closing up as well. Leach and Zach Silver still going at it, and Hein getting mixed into that as well. Hein's going to look up the inside, into the old hairpin. Can't make that work. Gives enough space to avoid contact, but potentially gets a better run. That's a car off on the left. Who in the world is that?
Bob.
That is Tim Bob. Staying right out of the way of these lead
Bain
battle.
is right at the front. Yep, he's pulling over for the battle now.
No, absolutely. And now this has now become a four-way battle, a three-way battle, potentially a four-way battle if Irwin gets involved in that Mercedes behind Hein. Oh, this is interesting. He's definitely not fond of the mediums. No, absolutely. Yeah, the turn being close to the pit is under dangerous for a tower. Yes, yes, I cannot agree more, and I'm very excited to see that battle and how that plays out between the top two. We'll stick with this battle for now. I am keeping an eye on the lead battle, because that's getting incredibly close again, as there's moves being made for 5th, 6th and 7th. So Leach tries around the outside of Zach Silver, can't make it work. Hein in the background also want to try and get a piece of this as well. Can't quite make it work as of now. Leach goes offensive into the final turn of Goddard's and gets the power down well enough to keep it ahead and keep the order as it was.
Irwin is right there too now.
Yeah, he is as well. He's going to try and make a move at some point. Irwin right at the back of this train now. It's becoming a Zach Silver train. All aboard, choo choo, chugga chugga, as we go down the crane curves.
Alpha, Mercedes.
Obviously, Andrew Scott alongside Alfie Beaver for race lead, going up into McLean's on the outside. Alfie Beaver will hold the inside line and keep the inside into Coppers. There's a massive moment on the exit. That's Copper Race's run up the hill into the blind apex. Scott on the inside. Sorry, Alfie on the inside, Scott on the outside. They are still side by side through a corner you should not really go side by side through, folks. That is absolutely impressive. They still go side by side down the Dunlop straight. They are pressing each other. Crazy. And there's contact between the two. Door bang. As further contact, they go into the Fogarty S's. Angela Scott gets ahead for now. Can Alfie Beaver respond down into the Melbourne hairpin? Goes to the inside, late on the brakes. And it levitates for some reason. Don't know why that happened. But there's contact as they rejoin the track.
That was interesting.
That was insane. Right, Alfie Beaver's got the race lead again. 0.7 of a second. Angela will take stock and restock and reevaluate how she's going to try and go and get first place. But in the background, Hill coming into it as well. 1.6 seconds behind the leader, so about the same gap to P2 and P3 to what P1 and P2 is. So yeah, this is going to be absolutely crazy. F4C 6B3, a certain Corsa, renowned flight simulator. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Alfie there. That was a little bit of a glitch in the server there, I guess. But it didn't seem to affect the race, because I'm presuming that was only on my end that we saw the car levitate, thankfully. As Litch Senior, Caroline's gone off. Is drifting through the old hairpin and up through Starkey's Bridge. Oh, there's an instant. Zach Silver and Irwin have crashed, stopped on track. Oh, it's further contact with Irwin as well as he tries to rejoin.
I think that was Lindblom that got a little contact there.
Quite potentially, sadly. So Erwin gets going again. And indeed will recover to go down a double up straight and keeps hold of a top 10 position. The lead battle remains unchanged. We will just about go on to the final lap.
You know what's after all of that right there with those cars coming apart, Leach Senior moved up to 6th and now is about a half second off the back behind for 5th. He might actually get that top 5.
Twitch not let me clip the airborne Netraxer. That would be hilarious, wouldn't it? Sadly not, but yeah, the lead battle is still very much on. 0.6 of a second between Scott and Bevan. Oh, massive moment for Bevan. Scott, should I say, sorry. Does manage to keep it going though, but has lost time. Is that going to be crucial? I think it might be. I think Alfie may just about be safe from a charging Angela on soft tyres. Only really 2 more overtaking points that Angela can make a move for the lead. It'll be into the final hairpin at Melbourne. Gets a good run out of the Fogarty S's. Not good enough though to be close enough for a challenge. One last opportunity. It will be the final turn up into Goddard's. Let's see what Angela can do. Massive slide from Alfie. That might give Angela a reason to go and try and go onto the attack. Alfie goes defensive. Angela has to go to the outside. Onto the brakes. They both go side by side into the corner. Around the outside for Angela. It's going to go to the line. I think Alfie's just about got the win. They're going to go side by side to the line. Who's going to take the checkered flag? It's Alfie by 0.179 of a second. Oh,
That was close.
indeed.
Hill sneaking in third right there.
Hill for third. Leach fourth. Hines Senior, a senior recovering senior, into P6 there. Good result for him. Zach Silver will come across the line in 7th. P8 will be Camelia Lindblom drifting across the line in P9. Erwin P10. I can breathe now a little bit. Nicola Kakis 11th. Matt Olkers will go into P12th as he comes across the line. He does indeed.
Tough break for Irwin there, that's for sure. He was up there battling for like a 4th or 5th or something. Came off.
Chris Overstreet will come across the line for 13th. We're just waiting for Norman Bruce, Stevie Bain and Tim Bob to take the checkered flag. And indeed, they do. Stevie Bain goes through the last turn at Goddard's. Come across the line, weaves across the line and drifts across the line and probably smashes it into a wall. Tim Bob, the last car to finish this evening, and boy oh boy, does round up what has been an incredible night's worth of racing. Tim Bob, 16th place. I think he's just run out of fuel a little bit. No, he hasn't. He's just really slowing down until he takes the checker flag. Indeed he does. And that, folks, is that for Donington GP.
That was quite the exciting race there right at the end for first place.
Oh, I want to breathe. I can breathe now. Just about.
Yeah, just under 2/10 of a second, just under for the final gap between first and second. That's pretty good.
Zach Silver in chat, ran out of fuel on my final quali lap. Still managed P7, so you know. Not bad. Not bad, Zach. We'll take that. I think you should take that and run for the hills. So that's a decent result from you. But your final finishing order, Alfie Bevan just takes P1. Alfie Scott, a very... Angela Scott, should I say. A very honourable second. Sadly, not to be for tonight for the race win. Ash Hill third, James Leach fourth, Jacob Hind fifth. Leach Senior recovering from what was a top 3 battle earlier on in the race. up to P6. Zach Silver 7th, Camelian 8th, Lindblom 9th, Erwin 10th, Nicola Kakis 11th, Olkers 12th, Overstreet 13th, Norman Bruce 14th, 15th is Stephen Bain, Tim Bob bringing up the final place in 16th.
That was fun. You still got one more round of all this too. That's what's awesome.
One more round to decide it all. I don't know where Alfie is in the championship though. Do we think he's managed to secure the championship?
I believe he's winning. I don't know if it's secured yet though.
Bless you. Real Tim Bob, big poo poo. Says Real Tim Bob. It did look kind of a sketchy race for you, Tim, not gonna lie, but it's a pleasure to have you nonetheless. Someone's got to finish last, and you know what? I'm glad it's you, in the nicest way possible. Anyway,
very consolidation there.
Just a little bit. I'm not sure if that was a compliment, so I'll let him decide that one. Next race will be the final race for the 90s DTM series on oNiD Racing. The vote is out for next season, and the vote is still live, I do believe, and I know who's leading in that vote. I'm not going to spoil it, guys. Oh my god, why would I ever do that? But get your votes in, get involved, have a decision on what you want to race for next season. We've only got one more week worth of racing, and it has been absolutely incredible. I think we're going to go out with a treat next week. Same time, same place, same cars, different track though. Brands Hatch Indy. Oh boy, lovely short track for what will be a very explosive and entertaining final race this season. Dominic, any last words before we head off from stream?
Nope. Thanks everybody. Thanks for all the follows. Thanks for all the talking in chat. Much appreciated. Definitely gives us something to interact with while we're out here talking about the racing. And hope to see you next week,
guys. And you know what is incredible? Scooby Mark is now following. Gets it in right at the end before we finish up the stream. Thank you very much, good sir. And on that wonderful note, we will say goodbye, good night. Next time we are live on the Twitch channel is for tomorrow night's ACC race, which will be the Club Sprint. The Club Sprint. Apologies. The Cup Sprint Championship. Until then, take care, guys. Aiden Dominic signing off for what is sure to be, or sure has been, a fantastic race evening. Take care, guys. Bye bye.